we were backstage at the Grammys, and it was kind of busy, and the big stars were coming through, and sometimes New Zealand is not as important as like America, and so we weren't expecting anything big or anyone important to come and talk to us or anything, and then I get this tap on the shoulder.
I know, and I saw it.
And Grant's like, Demi. I turned around and looked down because she's quite short compared to me, and I was like, oh my God, Demi Lovato, nicest girl. We had a chat. Lovely to see you again. How have you been?
I've been really, really good. I've had some time off, and of course I've filled it up a little bit here and there, like the guitar lessons and voice lessons and piano and all that stuff, trying to get ready for tour and getting fit for tour, and that's all I've been doing basically.
You look really glowy, like you look really healthy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've been on a good regimen.
Oh, don't tell us that frickin' juice diet.
No. Juice diets, okay, here's the thing. Juice diets, one, that's totally eating disordered behavior, but some people do it, and they don't have eating disorders, whatever. But two, they actually, when you do a juice cleanse, the day that you start eating, you gain it all back. So it's what's the point?
Yeah. I know that you reach out to girls that have problems because I've heard from their mothers, and it makes me just love you even more. Thank you for taking the time to care about individual girls in New Zealand.
Thank you. Well, I feel like there's no reason why, if you are in the public eye, that you can't do anything for good. Otherwise, if you're just out there doing, being an artist and you can reach so many people. You have the opportunity to do it. And if you're not doing that, you're kind of wasting the purpose of having a voice to so many people. It's if you're not using that, then what are you really doing? You're just kind of it's kind of a selfish career.
Well, a lot of people treat it like that.
Yeah, and you gotta do something, whether it's small or it's heavy with your fans and intense. You gotta do something.
Congratulations on your book too. Oh my God, as if you're not doing everything else. Now a best-selling book.
Thank you. Yeah, last year was crazy. At the end of the year, I was releasing the book, and when it released, it did so well, and I'm so proud of it. But yeah, finally I've had a break from all the promotion and everything.
Oh man. The big question though, is she coming to New Zealand, and how much trouble did I get into when she told me last time she was coming and she didn't come? We confront all of that in just a minute.
It's 10:05. Backstage at the Grammys.
Yes.
Demi Lovato came up and said hi.
It was so cool because we were not expecting it, and we knew that Demi Lovato was only going to be able to talk to a couple of people, and there were a lot of people that wanted to talk to her, but all of a sudden, tap, 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 and I turned around and I actually almost cried. But she's amazing, and I well, take a listen to this. Last time I saw you, you said you wanted to come to New Zealand, and I made the mistake of tweeting that, Demi wants to come to New Zealand, and now every day I get your fans going, when's she coming? You promised she was coming.
Right, well, it's funny because it all has to do with scheduling and and my label. So it's well, if I want to come out with an album this year, then I can't, do a tour all over the world, and maybe some places I can go to, and it's also the traveling is so far. But it's it's not even really my decision, and I keep pushing for it all the time. I'm I've never been to Australia, never been to New Zealand. I want to go to all these places and tour, and it's just not, it hasn't worked out, but it's really important. I want there to be action.
Okay, 2014, new year for a lot of young women, starting afresh, starting anew, starting school, all that stuff. What message would you have to those girls that do, and they do look up to you for this year?
I think that every year and every day, really, you have a new opportunity to decide what you want to happen within the next year, your future. And looking back on 2013 and 2012, I told myself it's going to be a big year, and they ended up turning out to be really successful. So if you tell yourself that and you work hard for it, you're going to have a great year. Don't let the pressures of school and everything like that get to you. What's important is being happy and just trying. As long as you're trying, then you're doing something.
Thank you so much. I love you. This is you. This is Jam Street Singlet.
I'm totally gonna wear this.
I know you will. Yeah. She loved it, and she put it on, and it was cool. But, just on Demi Lovato, one last thing that I mentioned earlier is that I have several times when girls have really needed it and really looked up to her, forwarded her letters on to her people, and I'm not encouraging you to do that, but she has contacted people and she has taken the time out, and she's quite incredible.
Wow.
Incredible, yeah.
New hot guy, eh? Standing there on the